Hey, what's going on? This is Terrence Manning. This is my thoughts on cut. Wanted to talk about what's going on with Memphis and ICE being there and Trump saying that he's going to send the National Guard there. Let's check it out.
Troops are heading to Memphis today as the federal and state government are trying to join with local forces to crack down on crime.
Fox 17 News' Johnny Matthews live for us this morning outside the state capitol. And Johnny, we know this is already receiving some pushback, but leaders say what they're doing right now in Memphis to deal with crime simply is not working.
Yeah, that's right, Jen and Justin. FBI data shows that Memphis is the most dangerous city in the country in the violent crime category, which is why the National Guard's headed out there today, along with the FBI.
Ooh, most dangerous in the violent crime category. I actually thought that Chicago was number one. Memphis is number one.
10 plus other agencies to try to make it safe again over there. You've heard that phrase from the White House a lot. Governor Bill Lee tells us the National Guard will be under his control, under state control, but with federal funding, and they won't be armed or make arrests unless local law enforcement requests that.
See, what people don't understand, the National Guard is not there to make arrests. They're there to protect the federal buildings and assist the local law enforcement and ICE. That way, local law enforcement and ICE can actually do their job, and there's more of them out on the streets patrolling, conducting their usual walkthroughs, seizures, stuff like that.
There will also be 300 THP state troopers for a support role. The National Guard did go down to Washington, D.C., and Republicans say in 2 months, crime is down more than 50%. But the pushback remains. People thinking this is an abuse of power and a waste of money.
And that's another thing. So you got a great example with this working in Washington, D.C. And there were many people I saw on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter, all saying that how they can walk outside, they can finally stop at a red light and have their window down and not get carjacked at gunpoint. So I don't know why all these governors and mayors like to push back on this. Like, I know the governor in Chicago, Brandon Johnson, pushes back on this. The governor and the mayor in Portland is pushing back on help. Seems like Memphis governor says he wants to help, which he should, because I knew Memphis was bad, but I didn't know they're number one in violent crimes. So I guess they're the highest violent crime in the city of the U.S., any large city in the U.S. in 2024, because they can't do the stats right now because it's 2025 currently, so they would have to wait till the year's over. But that's good that the governor is wanting and willing for the National Guard to be there to change the safety for the people that live there, because you can't. Memphis is actually a great city, and all these other cities like Chicago, including Memphis, New York City used to be awesome. LA, all these cities can be beautiful again, but you have to have safety. You can't have crime in these cities and think that these cities will flourish. Businesses will leave, people will leave. And once businesses leaves, that's it. It's, you have to have safety first in order to thrive in cities.
Deploying any military troops to a Tennessee city is entirely unnecessary. I feel it's a waste of resources.
They're not asking for troops. They're asking for help, and we're not listening.
All right, what's going on today is just going to be the first phase of what's expected to be an operation that'll last probably a couple months. Live this morning outside the Capitol, Johnny Matthews, guys.
All right, well, that was pretty good. Let's see what NBC is saying over in Nashville.
Task force is now underway. Thanks for joining us here at 4 o'clock. I'm Tracy Cornett.
And I'm Lydia Fielder. The National Guard and a dozen other agencies started arriving in the city there yesterday in Memphis. WSMV's Amber Jayanth now has a closer look at how, Amber, this operation will all play out here.
That's right. Well, a few command centers have already been set up in some areas of the city. According to city leaders, the National Guard will not be making arrests or issuing warrants, and they will not be armed unless local law enforcement requests that they be armed. But we have learned that some arrests have already been made. Now, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
See, and that also goes against the narrative that these people are making that National Guard is going to just go there and it's going to be a war zone. She just said that they're not going to be armed. Well, I'll rewind it for you.
But we have, according to city leaders, the National Guard will not be making arrests or issuing warrants, and they will not be armed unless local law enforcement requests that they be armed. But we
see, they won't be armed. They won't be making arrests. So they need to cut out this rhetoric with saying that these National Guards are going there in tanks and arresting people. Come on.
Have learned that some arrests have already been made. Now, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi released an update this morning saying that 9 arrests have been made so far and 2 illegal firearms were taken off the streets. And the city of Memphis published a Safe and Clean website to inform the residents about this initiative. And they say the goals of the federal action are to end violent street crime and to enforce quality of life violations more consistently. Now, Governor Bill Lee and the Memphis Police Chief Sherilyn Davis, they spoke about what people in Memphis can expect from National Guard troops.
These are guardsmen and women who are Tennesseans who will be a part of displaying the volunteer spirit and stepping up and serving their neighbors.
With thousands of outstanding warrants, we want these federal resources.
Thousands of outstanding warrants in the city of Memphis. I believe she's the police chief.
To help us to accelerate that work. Okay. We're talking about people who have committed homicides in our city and other violent crimes. That's what our focus is on.
Also right now, according to reports from our sister station, most visitors did not notice troops downtown or on the...
She said thousands. Oh, man. All right, let's see what Fox says. And then we'll go from there.
So Attorney General Pam Bondi says that the Memphis Safe Task Force is making an incredible impact throughout the city after just 72 hours on the ground. Madison Scarpino joins us live from Memphis with the details. Good morning, Madison.
Good morning, Lawrence. The arrests so far include a Trende Aragua gang member and a man wanted for rape of a child. Earlier on Fox and Friends, Tennessee.
Oh my God. Like this is why we need to crack down in these cities. They already arrested a gang member and someone who raped a child. Like, come on. These people are evil, man. These people are coming over here and they're doing these crazy crimes and unthinkable crimes, and people are protesting for this. Like, okay, we get it. There are some that come here that are not committing these crimes, but you can't let everyone in because you don't know who's who. We don't know their background. We don't know their criminal history. Like,
Governor Bill Lee called this task force a generational opportunity.
It's really exciting to think that a city that has been held back by crime for so long, right? A great city that has a great future, but
Memphis is a great city.
Is going to have the opportunity for Memphis.
I heard Tennessee is awesome too.
To live safely again.
AG Bondi says in just the first 72 hours, they arrested 93 criminals and got 28.
Like, the state of Tennessee is nice, and Memphis is. Look at this: 93 arrests in 72 hours. That's a lot of arrests in 72 hours. And then 28 guns seized. That and 72 hours is 3 days. In 3 days, you seize 28 guns. That's like what? That's a little over 9 per day. And that's what, 27 arrests per day? If my math is right. Maybe it's wrong, but in just 3 days, look at this. This is what this city needs.
legal guns off the streets. She says her message to law enforcement is simple: we have your back. Over the last several days, we've been speaking to many people who live here. Some say they think this federal effort is going too far, but the majority tell us they're fed up with the crime here and they want all the help they can get.
So for the people who live there in Memphis, how can you say this is going too far? You know how bad it is in your neighborhood. Are you okay with this crime? Are you so accustomed to it that you feel like there should be no one there to help? Or are you just following what you see or hear on the news, especially the liberal news? I'm not understanding why you would. I don't know. I don't get it. Why?
That includes the owner of a popular Memphis liquor store. It's been robbed and ransacked several times, and the store gets shoplifters almost daily.
Now look, we understand shoplifters. That's always a thing. But robbed did.
First time we got broken in the store, popular Memphis liquor store. It's been robbed and ransacked several times.
Robbed and ransacked several times. Like, come on, man. Like,
and the store gets shoplifters almost daily.
The first time we got broken into, we raised 25 grand, gave it to Crime Stoppers. And within 30 days, they were all arrested, but they were all right back out, continuing to do the same thing. You know, why not go target your worst cities of crime and figure out what can be done? If that includes federal resources, and at the level we think it can be done, then we're welcoming that.
Earlier this week, President Trump says that he believes there should permanently be a federal presence here. Lawrence.
too.
All right, Madison, great job out there.
So yeah, so he said Crime Stoppers got him within 30 days, and then they were let back out. So that tells you right there, the courts need to stiffen their laws and not have these people just let out so easily. These laws have to change, and please, you got to let ICE do their job. Let National Guard do their job. They're just patrolling and they're guarding federal buildings and assisting with ICE and local law enforcement. The people out there that think that this is not helping and this is some kind of racist or a fascist thing, I don't even know why people use that word so loosely. It's not fascism. Trump is here to help U.S. citizens and make America great again. And Memphis has been bad. Like, NBA players don't want to live in Memphis. They don't want to hang out in Memphis. They don't go out in Memphis. And yes, you can check for yourself. I've seen it on social media. Hopefully these people change their mind and see how safe Memphis becomes because these troops are here and because of ICE doing their job. And so far, I haven't seen any crazy protests in Memphis, but let me know what you guys think. I think that this is a good thing. This is a great idea by Trump. It worked in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. And just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go to all these different cities when we know crime is bad and it's been bad forever. Philly, New York, Chicago, Memphis, Washington, D.C. there you went to. Houston. Things got to change. We can't be in a society where you can't even take your kids to school. You can't even walk in your neighborhood. You know, it's not safe. You can't even go out and get gas. It's just not safe. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and catch you later. Peace.